The remains of our fallen soldiers are expected to be back in the country by this week. Angie Motshekga on Monday told National Assembly that she is hoping to have them home by Thursday after an initial delay in Uganda. During Monday's debate, there were also calls for her resignation as Minister of Defense, and apparently she laughed at that suggestion. But this is no laughing matter, Angie. Our soldiers were killed on your watch while you were in the Congo on a PR stunt to apparently boost morale. Well, I know if I was a soldier, I wouldn't be too confident about a Minister of Defense showing up that has no military experience at all. We need to bring our soldiers back home alive and not in coffins. And shouldn't their duties be to protect the people of South Africa and its borders and not the people of the Congo? After all, our military is called the South African National Defence Force. Staying in the country, but moving on to a different topic now. The offer from Donald Trump has had at least 20,000 inquiries from Afrikaners wanting to become refugees. And if they truly want to leave South Africa, they should be able to. But there are some questions that have been left unanswered by Trump and his offer. Like, will these Afrikaners be living in refugee camps while Trump can find a place for them? And what exactly happens after 4 years when Donald Trump is out of office? Will they still hold refugee status or will they be sent back home? After all, Donald Trump is kicking out the migrants invited into the country by the Biden administration. So what's to stop the next American president from doing the exact same thing to Afrikaner refugees invited in by the Trump administration? Also, if Donald Trump is getting his information about South Africa from Elon Musk, then we have a problem. The man may have been born in the country, but he cannot call himself a true South African. He doesn't have our best interests at heart or in mind. Moving on now to the Middle East, the ceasefire between Israel and Hamas is quickly breaking down, with both sides accusing each other of violating the agreement. This weekend's hostage exchange has been delayed by Hamas, and the military spokesperson for the resistance movement, Abu Ubaidah, claiming that Israel had failed to abide by the ceasefire terms by delaying the Palestinians from returning to their homes in northern Gaza, as well as preventing humanitarian aid from entering the Strip. In response to the statement, Israeli Defense Minister Israel Katz ordered the IDF to build up its forces in Gaza and prepare for any possible scenario. Donald Trump has now stated that all hell would break loose if all of the hostages aren't returned by Saturday 12 p.m., not just the 3 hostages originally agreed to be swapped this weekend.
Well, I would say this, and I'm going to let that because that's Israel's decision, but as far as I'm concerned, if all of the hostages aren't returned by Saturday at 12 o'clock, I think it's an appropriate time. I would say cancel it and all bets are off and let hell break out. I'd say they ought to be returned by 12 o'clock on Saturday, and if they're not returned, all of them, not in drips and drabs, not 2 and 1 and 3 and 4 and 2. Saturday at 12 o'clock, and after that, I would say all hell is going to break out.
But the Palestinians have already been through hell, and after 15 months of genocide, they are still standing. But we know what Trump's plan is. He wants to clear the Palestinians from their land and build real estate. And no matter how he words it or sugarcoats it, it is an obvious call for ethnic cleansing of a population.
We'll build beautiful communities for the 1.9 million people. We'll build beautiful communities, safe communities. Could be 5, 6, could be 2, but we'll build safe communities a little bit away from where they are, where all of this danger is. In the meantime, I would own this. Think of it as a real estate development for the future. It would be a beautiful piece of land.
Would the Palestinians have the right to return?
No, they wouldn't, because they're going to have much better housing, much better. In other words, I'm talking about building a permanent place for them, because if they have to return now, it'll be years before you could ever. It's not habitable. It will be years before it could happen. I'm talking about starting to build, and I think I could make a deal with Jordan. I think I could make a deal with Egypt. You know, we give them billions and billions of dollars a year.
Donald Trump may be causing chaos in the Middle East, but he is making progress with Russia. It's been confirmed that contact has been made between Moscow and Washington, with the latter sending a special envoy to Russia for talks. The details discussed regarding the war in Ukraine have not been revealed yet, but there has been a different kind of deal made between the two countries. One to exchange civilian prisoners. The special envoy headed by Steve Witkoff left the Russian airspace with American schoolteacher Mark Fogel on board, who was arrested in Russia in 2021 for possession of cannabis. It is not yet reported who Russia is getting in return for Fogel, but the press secretary for President Putin, Dmitry Peskov, stated that a Russian citizen will soon return to the homeland. The identity of the individual will likely be revealed as soon as they return to Russian soil. But in any case, this is definitely a win for diplomacy and a step in the right direction to restore proper relations between two of the world's superpowers, Russia and America. Thank you for tuning in, everybody. This has been Truth Uncapped. The next video will be posted on Friday. Until then, signing off.